What is going on, everybody? It is Destroy with Astro DFS, bringing you our breakdown of the quarterbacks for Week 12. Um, so there's not as many good plays this week as I first thought looking at it, but there are a decent amount of plays that we could play for cash, which is mostly what we talk about, GPP and all that other stuff. I mean, that's just all risk. Some of the times it's just a really smart play to play some people. Other times you play people that not a lot of people are going to go after, the low owned players that have a potential to pop off. So yeah, we're just going to talk about Russell Wilson playing Philly. The crazy thing about the Eagles defense is at the beginning of the year, they used to be one of the worst passing defenses. Lately, they haven't looked too bad. Granted, it is Russell Wilson, that Seattle offense. Seattle offense has looked really, really good. Um, like all season, I mean, what? One game? One game below 20 all season? Um, but yeah, they look really good. Russell Wilson leading the team in the MVP race. Um, so yeah, I mean, it's just the 6,800. Like I'd much rather pay $100 cheaper for a safer play at Matt Ryan against Tampa Bay. But Russell Wilson, we've seen him have what, two? Let's double check. Yeah, two 40-point games this season, which I think Lamar Jackson is the only other quarterback to do so. But yeah, I don't know. Especially being away. If they were home, it'd be a different story, and I'd be totally buying Russell Wilson here against Philly. But they're on the road also, so I'd probably not go Russell Wilson. Matt Ryan, I'm totally for. Tampa Bay, second worst pass defense in the league to Arizona. Healthy. I believe all his wide receivers are healthy too. Yep, all his wide receivers are healthy except for Austin Hooper. But yeah, I mean, you still have Ridley there. Definitely getting a bump up in targets and receptions. So definitely love Matt Ryan 6,700. Drew Brees against Carolina. Carolina's pretty average defense. I don't want to say they're good. I don't want to say they're bad. If I were to put a comparison, it's more good than bad. And Drew Brees just had what? I mean, you look at his numbers. 28-11 against Atlanta. I mean, that one shocked everybody, me included. And being at 6,600 against Carolina in a game that should be competitive, keyword it should be, we get a McCaffrey Kamara matchup. Drew Brees is a pretty good play here, especially being home. I like the matchup. Like I said, Carolina's got I would say, good rather than bad defense. But Drew Brees is just gonna get better with the more he plays this season after coming off an injury. So 6,600 at home against Carolina, I'm okay with Drew Brees. Here's someone I'm not okay with, and that's Josh Allen. Josh Allen has been playing really, really consistent. Hasn't threw an interception in 5 games, I believe it is. Yep, 5 games without an interception, which is pretty much unheard of, and he just had his best game against Miami. But Denver's defense is one of the best defenses in the league, and I just can't go Josh Allen here. Next is Matt Stafford against Washington. If he plays, maybe. Oh, he's out. What am I even talking about? I was talking about James. I saw Jameis Winston's questionable. Put it back on Stafford. Yeah, as far. Yeah, he's done. Okay. Total blonde moment there. Yeah, Driscoll. We'll talk about Driscoll then. Driscoll against Washington. I said it. Said it yesterday. Look at the man's numbers. Looking pretty good. Look at those rush yards. 88 in 2 games and a touchdown. Looking pretty good. against a terrible Washington defense. Jameis Winston, questionable against Atlanta. Just look at Jameis's numbers. Yeah. For somebody who threw 4 interceptions in a game, yeah, 21 points. His prices just went up, but he's 6,200 against Atlanta's defense. And I'm sorry, Atlanta just has a terrible pass defense. For somebody that throws 4 interceptions in a game and still gets you 20 points, yeah. Jameis Winston plays, yeah. Derek Carr against the Jets. Jets defense, terrible. Derek Carr, accurate. We just look at his completion percentage. Believe they have it on the year, 72%, which is crazy accurate. The only problem with that, you look at a quarterback that has a 72 pass percentage, he only has 2 games above 20 points. Jets defense has potential to have a really good game. I just don't like Derek Carr being 6,100. Only having 2 games above 20, never really having a crazy good game. I just don't like it. Dak Prescott. Yeah. This one, you can look at the numbers. Another quarterback just put up really, really impressive numbers. You see some of the defenses he's played. It's pretty terrible, pretty good defenses. But he's playing the number 1 defense in the league away. I'm just going to stay away from Dak Prescott this week. Anybody wants to play him, by all means, play him. Someone else I'm going to stay away from this week is Tom Brady. Tom Brady's still going to do Tom Brady things, but you look at some of his numbers this game. He's had 2 games under 10 and 4 games under 15. Just not that safe of a play to make. Someone you do like, though, is my boy Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield, 3 games without an interception. They're going to be home playing against one of the worst defenses in the league. Normally you go, oh, the worst, but statistically they're not the worst. Statistically. Points allowed, maybe, but statistically, not the worst defense. Sam Darnold against Oakland. Now, this one brings a different perspective to it. Oakland doesn't intercept quarterbacks a lot. They allow a 3-to-1 touchdown to interception rate. But let's look at Sam Darnold again. We've seen him have a game with negative points. Granted, that's been 1 game. Every other game, he's got at least 13. He's priced at 5,800. I think a fairly good price. We just haven't seen him explode. I don't know if he can do this against Oakland's terrible pass defense. It's just maybe if he was a little cheaper, make a little more negotiable. But it's 5,800. I just can't do it. Daniel Jones against the Bears? No, I can't. Bears defense is good. Their offense is just terrible. Carson Wentz against Seattle? No. Carson Wentz can sure throw the ball. I think that's everyone knows that. But he hasn't looked like the Carson Wentz we're used to. Granted, he's had a lot of injuries on the team, but he's just not somebody you want fantasy-wise. Someone you do want fantasy-wise, if they're fully healthy, is Mason Rudolph against Cincinnati. Granted, you want to look at his numbers right here during that showdown. 16.86. Guess what? He's 5,500. He's only $300 cheaper. They're playing them again. And Cincinnati's in worse condition. Granted, Pittsburgh's in worse condition too, but 5,500, not that bad of a price for a good play. Driscoll we already talked about. I like him. I like him a lot. Tennessee Titans. Not too high on. Not too high on taking Nick Foles against the Tennessee Titans. You want to know why? We'll show you why. Last week against the Indianapolis Colts, for somebody that threw 47 times, he only got us 18.84 points if you played him. That's why. Tennessee has a better defense, in my opinion, than the Colts. I say better slightly. Um, so yeah, I'm just not high on that. Same goes for Ryan Tannehill. Just too much of a risk there. Kyle Allen against New Orleans, maybe, maybe. If you trust the Saints defense to have a bad game against a quarterback that, yeah, just had a bad game, 4 interceptions. Yeah, it's too much of a risk. 5,200 brings interest, but the matchup, I don't know, New Orleans defense has just been pretty decent all season. The other quarterback, we'll take a look at here, is Chase Daniel. He's 5,000. They're playing the Giants. He played the Giants last year when Trubisky was out. They're going to be home again. If Trubisky plays, take the risk. If Daniels plays, I'd rather, in all honesty, play Daniel than Trubisky. And the only other quarterback really to talk about, you could talk about Dwayne Haskins. Just look at his numbers. 18. The other couple games, granted, one of them, the Minnesota one, we won't even count. The Giants one, we won't even really count. Count the last two. He's got a combined 25 points in 2 games. Yeah, just not fully developed. Detroit has a terrible pass defense. He's 4,900. If you want to play him in the GPP, he's not a terrible play, but in cash, I wouldn't take him. Ryan Fitzpatrick, 5,000 against Cleveland. Let's look on Ryan Fitzpatrick's numbers. If you want to pay 5,000 for a quarterback that's got 20-plus points on some decent defenses, granted they're playing Cleveland, decent defense, go for it. But for me, it's just too much of a risk. And that is it, guys. That's it for the quarterbacks for this week. Ryan Finley. No, we're not going to talk about him. We're going to talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers defense on Saturday and how that's the best play of the week. But for this video, that's it for quarterbacks, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy. We just relaunched Astro DFS for the NBA season. So if you're interested in NBA lineups, we do have an over 75% win rate. So definitely, if you're interested in winning some NBA contests, go check us out over there and DM us for info. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we will see you in the next video.